Today, what we're going to be talking about is transforming from being a chef and a creative to a cutthroat barbecue business owner. So, this is something, a topic I'm going over today because this is something I've been going through over the past week or so. Um, and so, you know, my videos unscripted. We're just going to go at it and tell you exactly what I'm going through right now as a barbecue restaurant business owner. So, something over the last month or so that's been going on is I've had a lot more help in the kitchen, a lot more help prepping wise during the week in the kitchen. And that has taken a lot of the physical labor off of my hands as far as sides, dressings, things like that, and allowed me to kind of focus on the proteins and really just kind of supervise the manage. However, that has caused my labor costs to skyrocket. And what I realized this week was that I'm actually paying my employees more money than I'm actually able to take home myself, or to just keep as profit to reinvest in the business. And that's just not sustainable. It's just not sustainable because it's not fun running the business, being the business owner, when you're not profiting off of it. When you're paying people to help you run it and you realize they're taking home more money than you, it's kind of disappointing. It's not their fault, it's your fault, it's my fault as a business owner, right? I took too much of a step back, and when I could have been putting in more time, more hours, more prep work, instead I sat back and watched others do it, supervised, because I felt like, hey, you know, I've got the money to pay them, so on and so forth. But what I didn't realize was the more money I was paying out in labor, unnecessary labor costs, the less money I would have to put in my own pocket, less money I would have to reinvest back into the business. And so that's one thing that I'm having to take a step back and say, okay, can I do things more efficiently? Can I make more of my personal time? Can I do some of the things I'm having others do? Can I cut back on labor hours and labor days? What are some things I can do to get more out of my people in the time that I do have them scheduled, so I'm not feeling overwhelmed rather than just throw hours and throw money at it? So that's one thing I'm going through between going from chef to cutthroat business owner. The other thing is menu dishes. There are certain dishes on your menu that are costing you way too much money that you're either breaking even on when it should be an item that you're making money on, or an item that you're completely losing money on. So for me, it was my elote, it was my Texas street corn. Love that side dish. I think it's our best side dish. Our customers love it. It's a good dish. However, it is extremely expensive to make. It's a lot of different ingredients in it that we're having to order and source from different places. Uh, it's a whole case of corn a week because you know you can't carry that on to the next week. The corn goes bad, and it doesn't yield a lot of product for the corn on the cob. And some people will use bagged, already cut, you know, kernels and things like that. But either way, I've done all the numbers, and my cost on it just doesn't justify me selling it. And there's not really a room for a big price increase on it to make it worth it. And so this is a part of me that says, okay, am I here to be this master chef, or am I here to make money? Because at the end of the day, if the business, if your restaurant, if your barbecue, if your pop-up business is not being profitable, it's not making money, you're not going to be doing it for very long. Because guys, let's not kid ourselves. Like, yes, we love the food, we love the process, we love the culinary experience, but at the end of the day, we do this to make money. We've all got bills and livelihoods to pay for. And so there was items, including the corn, on my menu that are going to have to be cut in this next rendition of the menu. And those are choices that have to be made. I was doing a lot of things on my menu to impress people. We just had the Texas Monthly list come out. I was under the impression that I did have tasters from them come by. I don't know. Daniel never came by, so I don't know if there was tasters or not. But I was doing things specifically to try and get attention for that list, as well as other tasters and food critics and things in the area. And what I've come to realize is that I don't need to sacrifice my bottom line to impress a couple people. Because at the end of the day, if I build up organically, I build up my customer base organically, and I'm doing things at a reasonable price, and I'm able to maintain my profitability year round, then I am going to flourish. I'm going to prosper. I'm going to bring home the money that I need to bring home. And so keep in mind, guys, when you're doing your menus, although there might be some really good recipes that you have, there might be some extravagant options that you can offer, you need to look out for you. We're always trying to look out for our customers, our employees, so on and so forth. We're always thinking with our creative mind. But at the end of the day, you have to look out for your own wallet because no one else is going to look out for it. No one else is going to look out for it. And so we're going across the board and looking at everything right now. We're looking at cutting labor. We're looking at cutting menu items that are not selling, that we're just throwing away every week. We're looking at cutting menu items that are too expensive. We're looking at pricing. Where can we raise prices on certain items to where it can make us more profitable and it's not going to upset the customer too much? So we're looking at all of those things because at the end of the day, guys, it's one thing to get into business, it's another thing to stay in business. And the restaurant business is one of the toughest ones out there. So hopefully this video brought you some good value. Hopefully you got something from it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. We love to read your comments. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.